I would like to call to order the regular business meeting of the Board of Education for Monday, April 25th to order. If we could all please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Stephen Arthur.
Here.
Alice Deli-Polly.
Here.
Patrick Rudy.
Here.
Karen Lundstedt. Here. Mike Mauer. Marsha Overrider.
Here.
Judy Sugarman. Here.
Okay, so we know Ellen Maurer is absent for the record. Tonight's agenda, we have a pretty straightforward agenda. We'll start out with an educational presentation highlighting Project Lead the Way, Year 1 in review. President's report from our 2 student board reps. We do have 2, good. Superintendent's report, will approve the consent vote agenda, have updates from the Program and Personnel Committee, the Facilities and Finance Committee. There really is no news from the Property Committee, Special Education District of Wake County, Illinois Association of School Boards, and then we'll adjourn. And then following today's regular meeting, we'll also have a special meeting to accept the canvass votes and reorganize the board. Okay? Any questions? All right. Let's start out. Yeah, right. Okay. And that's still on this board, this agenda, is that right? Right. Okay, so I do want to highlight. Okay, so you'll highlight that then. Is that right? Okay. All right. Our educational presentation this morning, Project Lead the Way.
Yes, good evening. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Deborah Kellum, who is our supervisor of our Applied Technology Department, and Jeremy Gerlach, who are going to update us on the first year in review of our Project Lead the Way, which is our engineering program that we began this year at Libertyville High School. And in about a few weeks, we're going to have a visitation by the visiting committee, and so they're going to update us this evening.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for having us here tonight. We'd like to talk to you about where we've been this past year. We have with us several samples from our classroom projects. Deb Larson is handing out books, and Jeremy Gerlach, I have with me tonight, is one of the Applied Tech instructors. And Andrew Thompson could not be with us tonight. He had a coaching conflict. The first class that we introduced at Libertyville High School was Introduction to Engineering Design, commonly known as IED. We use all the acronyms in the class, so a lot of times people are like, what are you talking about? Introduction to Engineering Design is our first introductory class. Students have to have a high level of mathematical skills to enroll in this program. And as you can see by some of the projects, and I'll let Jeremy explain some of the projects and the work that you're seeing here in a second, the board behind us, this is insane. I'll tell you this right now. This cube are little wooden blocks, tiny little cubes. They glue them together in sequential patterns, and then they all go together like that mind-maddening cube game that you can play that sits on a desk. Now, I had the opportunity to teach in that class last semester, and so all those little cubes were all over the desk, and I would sit there for a lot of the class period trying to put them together, until finally I can't do this, I have to put it away. So, very fun, very cute, very maddening. The reverse engineering project, Jeremy, could you tell us a little bit about this?
Well, the kids, Project Lead the Way tells us to do one thing, and we kind of went a different direction with it, which is okay because they give us the opportunity to actually change some of their curriculum. But the reverse engineering project, the kids actually got kits, and we just went to Michael's and actually purchased the little small kits for the kids. And what they do, they technically are supposed to disassemble something, but what our teachers over the summer told us was to not really give the kids a major choice in taking something apart, because they'll want to disassemble a computer or something chaotic that'll take 5 years for them to figure out. So we bought these little kits, and we were able to, have the kids kind of sketch up and mock up the actual pieces, and then finally, instead of technically reverse engineering them, we had them actually engineer them together by gluing them together. And then they went on a program called Inventor, which is our 3D modeling software, to where they could actually then model the pieces, actually draw every single piece and put it all together. And the kids that go above and beyond, some of them actually then animate the products, which is very fun for the kids overall.
Here's some more sample work of the students. Several of you have the engineer's notebook. The students spend hours putting these notebooks together. I know that there's a parent that's present that can advocate how many hours the students put together on those notebooks. When I was looking at them, the thing that I really found most interesting is they start off with, this is what I thought would happen, or this is what I supposed it would look like for the end result. So there's a lot of higher level critical thinking skills that are going on in those engineering notebooks. They start with what they think might happen, and then they have this whole evolution of what the final product looks like. And I know it's very hard for you to see, but you can see the level of detail in these students' notebooks. We have a software program, Inventor. It's very, very popular, very highly engaged with their students. Students will come in on their off times during their study halls and do extra work on this. Students can use this work at home as well. You can see them. Here's a couple of our students working on their poster boards. Recently, I had a partnership meeting. Our community partner representative is Dennis Manzardo. He is on record as being my liaison. And then I have several members, parents, administrators, school board members that serve on this community partnership, so we can tell them exactly what we're doing, why we're doing this, and what our vision is for the next couple of years. We received last year the Kern Foundation grant. This was a $35,000 grant. It was a very competitive grant. It took a great deal of time and effort to put this together. I was so excited. I sent huge emails out to everybody last year in January whenever we received this grant. The first year, this year, we received $10,000. That money went for 2 very high-quality laptops for Andy and Jeremy to go down to boot camp. It paid for all their boot camp training, as well as all the classroom supplies that are used in this class. Next year, we have $15,000 as we bring in our second level class, which is digital electronics. So again, that money will be used for boot camp training to send Andy to UIC for training for 2 weeks, as well as classroom supplies, and then keeping our licenses with our software and all the other incidentals that go along with the class. This is the pathway that we are at right now. Digital electronics will be our next class. The following year, we hope to, in 12-13, bring in Principles of Engineering, POE. And then our 4th and final class we plan to bring together at Libertyville High School would be EDD, Engineering Design and Development. We're hoping to have a liaison with CLC. We've had some conversations with them. There's a total of 8 classes in Project Lead the Way. We're hoping that maybe CLC can have some of the additional classes there. We might be able to send some students that might be interested in some very specifics. The classes that at this time, we're hoping that maybe CLC can facilitate is aerospace engineering, computer integrated manufacturing, biomechanical engineering, biomedical, and there's one more.
I don't remember, yeah.
I have forgotten the 4th one. So but there's some, civil engineering. So we're hoping that we can have some conversations with CLC to kind of have the whole program together. And with that, that wraps up our presentation. Do you have any questions for us?
I just have 2 actually simple ones. So each year, is there one course, or are we building to more than one course?
We're layering it. So by the time we're done, we should have four courses running.
At the same time?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. And how are we doing with respect to being able to enroll all the kids that want to be part of the program?
I currently, very interesting, I've had 3 students approach me because Project Lead the Way likes the limit of the class at 24. We had exactly 24 enroll in IED, we had 24 enroll in DE. So those 3 students have approached me. We were able to actually, I think today, get 2 of them in. So I know as the master schedule comes due, kind of is completed, sometimes some students just can't fit their schedule, so there might be a drop. We'll be able to fit those in.
Okay, great.
And this is a question not for you, Deb, but for the other Deb. What are the plans in terms of introducing this at Vernon Hills High School?
You know, we talk about it, and you know, Nancy and I are interested in to seeing what we can do to kind of integrate it as well, or perhaps have students from here take it at Libertyville as our interest grows in the entire program as it comes, you know, to be. So we're hopeful and that we can begin to offer it. It's a little more difficult being at a little smaller school here right now, but eventually, hopefully.
Did you have more numbers that wanted to sign up than there were spaces?
Not this year.
Not this year. It just came out exactly this year.
It did.
And last year?
Last year we had 50 students, so we had 2 of the very first class.
Yeah, so now we'll have 1-on-1 because it was the new thing. So as the second course gets added on, I think more people will become interested, and as we gain certification, that's an important step too. When kids know that they can take this and get college credit for it, and then take that there's a test at the end of the course that they can take, and if they do well on it, you know, there are colleges and universities granting credit for it. It's going to start to pull some kids that are interested in that kind of a program.
But the attrition rate then was very high from one year to the next.
That's difficult,
Yeah.
when they shared with us what the trends look like at other schools.
What about attrition from second to third year?
I don't think we'll see as much.
We won't know until we go through the enrollment process and we go through the publication part of it.
There were a lot of seniors in this first group, I think, and
Yes.
they're only going to be here this 1 year, so that's why until it gets a little more well known by younger underclassmen.
Those classes prerequisites, do you have to take the first one before you take the second one?
Not for our first 2 classes, IED and DE are going to be standalone classes. Then once you go on, and you have to have one of the introductory classes before you can take the capstone for EDD at the end. And then I totally forgot, Deb, thanks for reminding me. We are gearing up for a major site visitation. The reason why we're doing the site visitation our very first year is, as Deb Larson said, we're hoping that by getting certified in our very first year of being a Project Lead the Way school, when the students take their final test, and if they pass it to the Project Lead the Way specifications, they can earn college credit that's recognized at many of the many colleges that are affiliated with Project Lead the Way. So it's very much a win-win for our students that are enrolled in this class if we aggressively look for our certification this year. And you know, every student that's in there, if they choose, could elect to get this college credit. Milwaukee School of Engineering, Bradley, ISU, Rochester out of New York is the main affiliate. So there's quite a few schools that recognize this. So
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
thanks for having us.
Okay, President's report, just one item to note. We are moving into the busy season of the year. The month of May will go by very quickly. And I just want to remind everybody, June 2nd and June 3rd are the 2 graduation dates. So for those of you who can make it, June 2nd is Vernon Hills, I believe, and June 3rd, Libertyville.
I think the students have affirmed that.
That's correct.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You guys don't look too excited.
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay. Speaking of reports from our 2 school board reps, Nikki, why don't we begin with you?
Speaking of the end of the year, we seniors started our ABC countdown a couple of days ago. So we're currently on letter D. We're working our way to Z. Today was D, dance. Tomorrow's E for exhausted. So you see a lot of people wearing pajamas tomorrow in school. And then PSAT testing is this week, so we're excited to have some of us get the day off. And then also we have tryouts for our graduation speech this week, so that should be interesting to see who our graduation speaker is going to be. I'm one of the judges, so I'm really excited about that. Today marks the end of Progress Report 3, so getting towards the end there. And our spring play is this weekend, the Caucasian Chalk Circle. I've heard good things. Should be an interesting show. And then Peer Mediation just had their annual Peer Idol contest to recognize peers who are supportive, good listeners, and help people around them. So we had a winner from each grade that were recognized. They were Claire Bryant, Justin Roney, Rodrigo Areola, and Nikki Paniga. So that was kind of a fun thing to see. Also, now it's getting towards the end of the year, we're starting to kind of pass the torch. So student council elections are coming up, and the NHS induction is May 10th. I'll be there running it all. Then AP testing starts next week, much to my own chagrin. And then we have the school board representative interviews for last week, so we'll see a couple new faces soon. And then we have this new program for next year called the Link Crew program. I don't know if any of you guys have heard about it. I'm really excited. I wish I could do it. It's basically a freshman mentorship program, and I think it'll be really interesting. I wish I could be a mentor. I think applications were due on Friday, so hopefully we've gotten quite a few. If anyone has more questions, I can talk more about it.
We've got 360 apps.
That's so cool.
For about how many freshmen?
Right now we have about
400.
But we were thrilled to get, we actually asked for teacher recommendations too. And there weren't any crossovers. Just a lot of great recommendations.
So, thoughts?
At Vernon Hills, the same stuff has been happening. I mean, spring's kind of a crazy time for everyone. For seniors, we're actually going backwards from Z where we were to A. So today was vacation and or beach day. So it's a little different. At the beginning of April, we had our Mr. Cougar contest. It was very successful with all the 10 seniors. Our winner was Logan Nelson. His talent was a really, really good drum solo. Wise won state for the 3rd time, which was great news for all of us. They did awesome at Champaign, and really happy to hear that they could keep up with the state title. We inducted our juniors into NHS last week. We had more than 55 juniors inducted. Not sure about the exact number. I think it's like 58, but it's going to be a really awesome group. It's weird that it's already time for the next class to be in all these positions. We had our Unity Fair last week. I know a lot of the kids, they enjoyed the booths and performances during the lunch periods. We had it during periods 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And a lot of the departments and a lot of the clubs, they had booths set up for the kids to look at, and it was a really good time. Rock the Courtyard was rescheduled now due to the weather, so it's actually May 18th. That'll be fun with all the musical performances, and they always raise money at the H2O, so that should be really fun. We also had a school supply drive through Student Council and Interact put together where they had a contest in the 3rd period classes, and I know Miss Macias's English class ended up winning. They collected like 262 items or something, and they did really well, and then those are going to be given to Roosevelt High School and also Bernie's Book Bank. Same as Hannah said, AP tests are coming up. I know the end of the year is coming up really fast, and spring sports are also doing well. At the Master Swim Meet we had a couple weeks ago, a lot of the sports activities at Vernon Hills ended up helping out, timing the swim meet, working the concessions, and I think it's amazing to see some of the really, like the older adults still swimming and still, you know, going quite a lot faster than I would be in the pool, even now. And our spring play is in 2 weeks, I believe. It's Metamorphoses. And for juniors and seniors, prom is May 14th. Come fly with me. And yeah, so clearly it's a busy time, as Mr. Rudy said. So everyone's just getting really into it before the end of the year.
Good, thank you. And so I had learned one of the more challenging parts of this position is to actually spend the time interviewing the replacement school board reps. Talk about a tough call. But I had a very enjoyable afternoon at Libertyville, and I know we'll do Vernon Hills on Friday. And Hannah, you'll appreciate this in the small world category. At the end of last week, I was at a business dinner with some colleagues from work, and I started talking to the one younger woman that was there, and she was from Libertyville, it turned out, and so that led us to a discussion of high school and school board. She goes, "Oh yeah, you interviewed my brother." Yeah. So you never know what you're going to run into. But anyway, I look forward to Friday with Vernon Hills. Superintendent's report.
Okay, before we begin tonight, we're actually going to turn my agenda around a little bit more. We're going to take other and start with that tonight because we have a very significant event in the life of the board, any school board, and certainly our board happening tonight. We have 2 retiring board members, and we're going to welcome 2 new board members and a 3rd sitting board member that was re-elected to a position again that we're really excited about. But before we start that, we have a special guest here this evening, Aaron Lawler, who's a Lake County board member. And Aaron, I'm going to turn it over to you at this point.
Sure. The last time I was here, or maybe one of the last times, I presented some proclamations for the district. And honestly, I like doing these, but for some reason they've always been in District 120, in the District 128 family. But tonight I have the opportunity to honor 2 of my constituents. I'm trying to get Pat into my district, but right now I have Marcia and Judy, who have just been wonderful public servants. Something that Judy said in the reception earlier really struck me, and it was that you took this board from a controversial group where there was a lot of contention and disagreement to really a group that worked well together, maybe disagreed, but did it amicably. And through that, you created a greater sense of community, both at Libertyville High School and in Vernon Hills. And I think that's something that you both can be very proud of through your work on the board. Sometimes it's the intangible things that mean the most. But in these tough times and through declining revenues, the board also has to innovate and look for ways that they can maybe partner to do the same things or do them better, but with less. And so I really want to thank Judy and Marcia for all of the things they've worked on, from the foundation to the art gallery to Project Turf and so forth. And their work really shows. You know, I think that we're very proud of these 2 institutions and very proud that they're recognized nationally as Blue Ribbon Award recipients. And so I have 2 resolutions to share with you that I will not read because they are a little long, but they are signed by myself and Lake County Board Chairman David Stolman. So thank you so much for your service, and I'm so glad that I could be here to honor 2 of my favorite constituents.
Aaron, could we get a picture with you? Hey, Marcia and Judy, if you will just wait there right on the corner. Judy, you didn't think you're going to get done that easily, did you? Well, we want to take a minute as a board and a district administration and our building administration to celebrate the wonderful work of these 2 fine women on the Board of Education. On behalf of the board and district administration, I would like to take a minute to express our sincere gratitude to 2 of our retiring board members, Marcia Oberreiter and Judy Sugarman, who each conclude their board terms having served the stakeholders in Community High School District 128 with the highest distinction. Marcia was a wonderful addition to the board when she ran and was elected in 2007. We are so fortunate that she brought and has allowed us to share her many gifts as a board member. Her greatest gift to us may well have been that working with her has made us all better. Better thinkers, better servant leaders, and better people. As a result, all District 128 students have achieved at higher levels, and the district is financially stable. Thanks, Marcia. It has been a great pleasure to know you and to work with you. Your legacy as a board member is written all over District 128. About a round of applause for Marcia, and we have a special gift for her. Okay, Marcia, on behalf of all of us, oh my gosh, easy, and then Pat's got a gift for you on behalf of all of us. Yes, you can say. Judy was also a wonderful addition to the board when she ran and was elected in 2003, following a highly successful career dedicated to District 128 students as a teacher and administrator. She brought her special gifts, love for the district, and unique perspective to the board as D128 fully transitioned to a district with 2 excellent high schools. Judy's passion, commitment, and service have enabled District 128 to build upon our long legacy of excellence in academics, the fine arts, and extracurricular activities. And her vision and work as a founding member of the District 128 Foundation for Learning has ensured enhanced and innovative learning opportunities for all students for years to come. Thanks, Judy. It has been a great pleasure to know and work with you as well. Your legacy as a teacher, administrator, and now a board member has been and will be felt in the district for generations to come. How about a round of applause for Judy? One more round of applause. Thank you both. Would either of you like to say anything, or anyone from the public like to make a comment at this point? I know, Ann, I think you want to do...
Do they want to speak first?
Yeah, do you want to... Judy, Marcia?
Well, I'll just briefly say that Prentice is always very generous in trying to indicate that the board is responsible to some degree for the good things that happen at both the district, at both the high schools. In effect, it's our great students, and we have 2 representatives here. Wonderful teachers, staff, administration, supportive parents, supportive community, and truly the sum is greater than those parts, and those parts are pretty darn good. It has been a pleasure to work 42 years straight for the district. When I came here in 1969, I planned to stay for 1 year and look for another job. That didn't happen, and I'm certainly happy that that didn't happen. It really has been a pleasure, and I do leave the board with very mixed feelings because I do so enjoy working with all the people that I work with. Thank you.
Well, Judy, this time I get to say ditto to all of your comments, and just to briefly add, this has been such a rewarding experience to me to participate on this Board of Education and to serve the students in the community of education in the Vernon Hills and Libertyville communities. We just have so many things to be proud of with our school district. I came to appreciate all that so much more over the last 4 years, and I know that it will only continue to grow and improve in the years to come with the great leadership and students that we have. So thank you all for allowing me to participate in the governance of this wonderful district and 2 unbelievably terrific high schools. Thank you.
Would anyone from the public like to make a comment regarding Judy or Marcia's service to the board? Ann?
Thank you, Press. I wanted to publicly say thank you to the 2 of you. As a previous board member, I know what it takes, the time and the effort it takes to be a board member, and you 2 have been superior board members, in my opinion. You both take the time and the effort. Marcia, I only got to work with you for 2 years, but certainly you brought all the kinds of questions we might have not considered before in decision making at the board, and you made us better decision makers by bringing those questions forward. And Judy, we spent 8 years together. Your concern for the kids and for the teachers really always shine through in everything that we've talked about. And I also wanted to comment, too, that you spearheaded the drive to have a foundation for this district through your efforts, we now have a non-for-profit foundation, District 128 Foundation for Learning, that Judy had served on as a board member for the first 4 years. And it's really made an impact on our district. So I just wanted to thank you publicly for this, and also privately, thank you for being such good stewards of our community, and we're certainly going to miss you.
Anyone else? Jim, welcome. Good to see you, Jim Whittington. Okay, then we're going to move on to all of the great news that we have this month. And again, it's been an excellent 4 weeks since we met last time. Libertyville High School dance teacher Erin Brown was selected to receive the Northeastern District Dance Teacher of the Year Award from the Illinois Association of Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance. So congratulations to Erin. The Vernon Hills High School WISE team captured first place in state competition for the 3rd consecutive year in a row. The team is coached by Josh Ravenscraft. That's just fabulous. The LHS Science Olympiad captured first place in its division and 16th overall in state competition, placing first out of 22 teams in the A division and 16th overall, 46 teams in total. The first-year team members are Max Allen, Wes Allen, Adam Blythe, Charlie Burnett, Devika Yoshi, Jason Lieb, Kelly Lovers, Joey Nedlin, Aaron Neal, Tim Paulicki, Colleen Paulicki, Connor Robinson, Patrick Slade, Jason Volker, and Tommy Wagoner. In addition to the first place team trophy, team members earned additional medals in 11 of the 23 regular events and in 1 of the trial events. The team is supported by head coach Ursula Ahern, assistant head coach Mary Allen, sponsor Radhika Yoshi, and parent coaches Michael Slade, Jim Blythe, and Terry Neal. LHS senior Mitch Boynton was named a semifinalist in the 2011 U.S. Presidential Scholars Competition. LHS and VHHS accounting students participated in the annual accounting competition held at the College of Lake County on April 19th. Over 80 students from Lake County high schools competed. The following District 128 students and schools were recognized for their individual and team scores. In accounting 1, individual scores were 3rd place Sarah Miller from Vernon Hills, 4th place Levi Schusterman, Vernon Hills, 7th place Jake Zoll from Vernon Hills, and 7th place Nathan Horwers from Vernon Hills. In accounting 1, team scores 2nd place Vernon Hills High School and 3rd place Libertyville High School. In accounting 2, the individual scores were 1st place Kate Banks from Vernon Hills, 3rd place Liesl Jacobson from Vernon Hills, and 4th place Patrick Nailway from Vernon Hills. In accounting 2, the team score was 1st place Vernon Hills. Nate Horwitz from LHS placed 7th overall. LHS senior Trevor Freeberg has been named recipient of a Chick Evans Caddy Scholarship based on the outstanding qualifications as a scholar and caddy. And for those of you not familiar with the Chick Evans Caddy Scholarship, it is one of the best and most rigorous scholarship competitions in the country. That is quite an accomplishment. At the April 18th North Suburban Conference Art Festival, the following District 128 students received medals for their work. From VHHS, Jessie Shin in jewelry, Tiffany Doe in printmaking, Margaret Sherapan in drawing, Christy Bike in painting, Abby Estrada in digital photography, Aaron Steele in darkroom photography, Rachel Klatch in painting, Patrick Hamrick in 3D, Tamra Lang in 3D, and Ambron Ling in 3D. From LHS, Brooke Baldy was in metalsmithing, Louis Diamond in etching, Morgan Bertler in mixed media, Alex Canadavello in duct tape, Rachel Wood in mixed media, Simona Costa-Kiva in computer graphics, Sophia Tim in watercolor, Jennifer Ralston in charcoal, Leah Hirchenbach in ceramic, and Michelle Cindy in rusted metal. District 128 Board of Education member Alex Delapoli LHS support staff member Ann Malecki, and Superintendent Prentice Lee were each named award recipients in the 2011 Distinguished Service Awards program sponsored by the Illinois chapter of the National School Public Relations Association. The statewide Distinguished Service Award program honors individuals who have consistently gone above and beyond on behalf of their schools and whose efforts have enhanced education and conveyed its importance to the community at large. Distinguished Service Award winners are public relations ambassadors who have made a positive impact on communication and education. The trio will be honored at a luncheon hosted by Instra next Friday. And thanks to Mary for the nominations for all of us. Several LHS students recently competed in the FCCLA state competition. The following 3 students were selected as most outstanding of all of the competitors in their category, the highest honor. Alex Vinson received a gold medal in lined garment, was also awarded a new Brother sewing machine as the overall judge's favorite in the textile competition. Carly Strecker won the gold medal in 2-piece garment. Diana Davilas won the gold medal in salad presentation. Also receiving awards in the competition were Brittany Donovan and Nikki Crum, who won the gold medal in child development storytelling. Goli Parvinian won the silver medal in 2-piece lined garments. Valerie Steinhauser won the silver medal in lined garments. Anna Gottfried won the silver medal in 2-piece garment. Brooke Donovan won the silver medal in cookie decorating, and Julie Algram won the bronze medal in cookie decorating. The LHS Skills USA team recently competed at state. Awards were received by the following team members. In graphic communications, Jamie Kenston, 2nd place. Eric Axlin, 5th place. Boyana Vazik, 6th place. Allison Knudsen, 6th place. Connor O'Donnell in 9th place. In automotive service technology, Anthony Sarecchia was in 20th place. Technical drafting CAD, Davis Ogilvie finished in 12th place. In job skill demonstration, Nick Ackerman finished in 5th place. And in architectural drafting, CAD 1, Marcella Joseph finished in 47th place. Several LHS students also competed as part of the Tech Campus Skills USA team and were named top finishers. They are Jitapun Lachavangs in Certified Nurse Assisting. She finished 1st place in the Health Knowledge Bowl and 2nd place in Medical Terminology. Jitapun will be competing at Nationals in Kansas City from June 20th through the 25th. And finally, Jeremy Yoder finished 2nd in Culinary Arts and Action Skills Demo. So once again, it's been a very busy month. Congratulations to all of our students and staff members on their outstanding achievements. Now for the board this evening, we have our annual IHSA, Illinois High School Association membership renewals for both Libertyville and Vernon Hills. And unless you have additional questions, I would ask for a motion to approve our memberships.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Arthur?
Aye.
Kelly Polly?
Aye.
Rudy?
Aye.
Lundstedt? Aye. Overrider?
Aye.
Sugarman?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, we have several donation acknowledgments this evening. First of all, we'd like to thank Mr. Ron Urich. And Mr. Urich has donated a collection of fishing gear to the Libertyville High School Fishing Club, or what's better known as our bass fishing team. We're very appreciative of that, and I know the students will put that to good use. Also, we want to thank Mr. Kevin Donovan from Signal Graphics Printing. We want to thank Mr. Donovan for his kind gesture in printing our social norms posters at no cost. We appreciate his working with us in causes that we consider important to the future of our students. So thanks for both of those donations. And if the board will note, they have 6 Freedom of Information requests as noted in your board packet this evening. And finally, from the superintendent this evening, I want to invite and remind the community that our district will be conducting School Finance 101 classes over the next month. The first class is May 4th at 7 p.m. at the Libertyville Village Hall. We're taking our show on the road where we can reach out to our constituents. Again, that will give our community a basic understanding of school finance and a more detailed understanding of our district's really unique long-range financial plan, and will certainly provide the public with an opportunity to ask questions at those events. They've been very popular the first several times we've run them, and we're excited to get out in the community and discuss school finance and the district's long-range financial planning process. The second School Finance 101 class will be held on June 1st at the Village of Vernon Hills Village Hall, and again, that will start at 7 o'clock. And I do want to say that we're very appreciative of both villages for us allowing us to use their facilities those evenings. So with that, Superintendent Grudy. Board President Grudy,
that would be news to me.
that we're going to trade places. That concludes the superintendent's report.
I have no idea what the kids would say. Okay, thank you. Okay, at this point, I would invite anybody from the public who would like to speak. If there is anybody who would like to speak, I'll just remind you that I'd ask you to limit your comments to 3 minutes or less, and as is our normal practice, we will not respond. Is there anybody from the public who would like to speak? Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Joseph Webb. I am a proud parent of an LHS cheerleading student, Miles Webb. I'm here to basically represent the interest or the non-renewal of Corey Deacon's contract, who was our cheerleading coach, who we were very proud of and their accomplishments. As a parent, we were surprised that his contract was not renewed after coming to the program last year in the middle of the season and helping the team finish 6th in state, followed by this year's performance ending 2nd in state. And so when he was dismissed, the euphoria of that event was certainly a difficult thing to come down from. But what was more troubling to us was just the inability to get any information out of the school system to understand how and why this happened. As an HR professional myself for over 20 years in major corporations, I clearly understand the need for confidentiality and privacy matters. But there appeared to be at least some gap between the protection of that information and some sense or sensibilities towards what the parents and students were feeling about this dismissal. And after many phone calls, I finally reached someone from the superintendent's office that at least assured me with confidence that due process had occurred. And with that took the anxiety out of at least myself and many of the students feeling like the whole process was unfair. So, I appreciate that information, but the way it was communicated was very awkward at best. And it still leaves, at least me, the notion of, for a young man to have been so successful in such a short time with this program, what would have been the criteria for success? I understand that, as a young professional doing this job, he probably had some shortcomings, but the question is, what kind of investment does the district view in terms of how do we develop a person versus letting them go? As an HR professional and running my own business, I know it's easy to get rid of people. That's a quick solution. But it's often much more difficult to develop someone. And so at least when I do that analysis, I kind of look at the cost-benefit analysis and see what kind of potential they actually have. And it just appears to me, without having all the information, that there seems to be a gap between, whatever shortcomings he may have had and whatever developmental opportunities there may have been. We don't know the details, but I would just ask that, if there's a way for his situation to be more closely examined by the board. I know as a parent who thought very highly of him and his efforts, I would appreciate the opportunity to put that request before you. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to speak?
Good evening. My name is Amber Webb, and I'm the proud parent of the same LHS cheerleader. And I would just petition the group to vote no on the non-renewal of Coach Corey Deacon. Coaches come and go, but Corey is a coach that is worth retaining. A petition of over 100 names of parents and the cheerleaders from LHS, as well as everyone he has touched in his coaching career, would say otherwise. It says that he is worth retaining. So I have a couple of questions I'd like the group to think about, dovetailing on what my husband Joseph mentioned, and that is around criteria. What is the criteria for success? In this case, it was very mysterious. 2, what's the criteria for fit? The athletic director mentioned that he was going to find someone who was a better fit. So, in my opinion, there's some mystery around what exactly is a fit for a coach. And I think that not retaining Corey is a rejection of diverse styles of coaching. And lastly, in terms of criteria, who gets developed and how? I come from corporate America, worked for Abbott for 7 years. You know, there are processes, there is fit, but you know, if you look at the criteria of what it takes to be a good coach, such as competency, caring about kids, building rapport, winning, being supportive to the kids, keeping them safe, Corey had all of those. So those mysterious 2 or 3 that he was being judged on, it's my opinion that he was worth some extra effort in actually helping develop the young man. Because coaches come and go, it's very disruptive to kids, and he had a winning attitude. He could motivate the kids. So in closing, I would just request transparency moving forward in the criteria for retaining and developing coaches. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay. So we'll move on to the consent vote agenda, and I just want to make sure that I clarify. On the consent vote agenda, we're going to make a change. Is that correct? It is our juice. Hang on one second. Sure. You got it? Okay. No, it's on the consent vote agenda.
Right.
So it's item 3B.
It is.
Which currently on the agenda states non-renewal, and that's going to be changed to release. Is that correct?
Non-renewal will be correct.
It's correct now, okay. All right.
Resignation. Correct.
So it's correct as it is?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right. So if I could have a motion to approve the consent vote agenda, please?
I would approve the consent vote agenda.
Second?
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Kelly Polly,
Aye.
Rudy,
Aye.
Lunston, aye. Overrider,
Aye.
Sugarman,
Aye.
Arthur.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. Program and Personnel Committee. Sugar.
We have second reading on 2 board policies. One is 4:15 on identity protection, which relates to protection of Social Security numbers, and policy 6:150 that deals with home and hospital instruction when students are absent for several weeks. We need a motion for that, please.
I move that we approve the amended revised identity protection and home and hospital instruction policies as presented.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Rudy,
Aye.
Lunston, aye. Overrider,
Aye.
Sugarman,
Aye.
Arthur,
Aye.
Kelly Polly.
Aye. Motion carries.
And up a policy that's on first reading at 7:260, it's exemption from physical activity. This policy presents changed wording indicating that individuals licensed through the Medical Practice Act may provide an excuse to waive a student out of PE for medical reasons. Parents may waive out for religious reasons, but no other. And we will not vote on that until next month. You will not vote on that until next month. The Code of Conduct has been revised, and if you remember several years ago when we first came up with the Code of Conduct, it was quite controversial and the room was filled with TV cameras. Well, times have certainly changed. Many of the schools have adopted our Code of Conduct, and the revision that we have, and Karen, thank you for your work on that, is the following. There's only one change, and that's in the category of second offense. There were slight changes giving the administration more latitude when dealing with the second offense, and that was not considered to be outside of the behavior citizenship category. Everything else was kept the same. It's been working for us and working well. So we do need to have a motion on the Code of Conduct.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lundstedt. Aye. Overrider.
Aye.
Sugarman.
Aye.
Arthur.
Aye.
Kelly Polly.
Aye.
Rudy.
Aye. Motion carries.
We also have the renewal of services from Ombudsman. Ombudsman Educational Services provides alternative education for students. And we have always contracted for 6 slots, and we will continue to contract for 6 slots. And again, we would need a motion to approve this.
I move to approve the 2011-12 Ombudsman Educational Service contract.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just had a question in terms of, is there an increase in the cost per student or cost per slot? 2%.
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Overrider.
Aye.
Sugarman.
Aye.
Arthur.
Aye.
Kelly Polly.
Aye.
Rudy.
Aye.
Lundstedt. Aye.
Motion carries.
Sorry. We do need to approve an educational tour request, and ironically, the tour request is for a date several weeks ago, but I think we do need to approve it for the record. Our WISE team went downstate on April 11th.
And how they do, Judy?
They came in first, but it does need to be officially approved. Obviously, because of the time factor and when the state tournament was, there was not enough time to get it approved ahead of time, and it was clear that we would approve it no matter what. So I would like to move that we accept that field trip that WISE took downstate.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Maybe we should approve next year's at this point.
We approved it at PMP before they went, so you kind of knew them ahead of time.
But I mean, the trend would certainly suggest it wouldn't be a waste of time. Okay, any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Sugarman.
Aye.
Arthur.
Aye.
Kelly Polly.
Aye.
Rudy.
Aye.
Lundstedt. Aye. Overrider.
Aye.
Motion carries.
F1B. Okay. Gotcha. All right. There are certain people who are hired, but it's after the fact, so that it cannot be part of the consent vote agenda. Please remove 1D from the list, and those certified staff replacement hires then will be Casey Oben for social studies, Christopher Davis for PE, and Kristen Johnson for applied arts.
I move that we accept the certified staff replacement hires that were presented subsequent to the Personnel and Property Committee meeting this month, as presented in the agenda.
Second.
With the one exception.
Yeah, I was going to say with the
Sorry.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Arthur.
Aye.
Kelly Polly.
Aye.
Rudy.
Aye.
Lundstedt. Aye. Overrider.
Aye.
Sugarman.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That concludes my
Very much.
report.
Facilities and Finance Committee Chairperson Overrider.
We have two bid awards that require board action tonight. The first is on the Libertyville High School concession stand that we have had some discussion at a couple previous board meetings. The bids requests went out and were open on Wednesday, April 6th, and this was reviewed at the committee meeting a couple weeks ago. We had 8 companies bid on the project, and we're asking for approval of the low bidder, Workmasters Inc. of Des Plaines, Illinois, with a bid of $98,100.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Kelly Polly.
Aye.
Rudy.
Aye.
Lundstedt. Aye. Overrider.
Aye.
Sugarman.
Aye.
Arthur.
Aye. Motion carries.
The second item from the Facilities and Finance Committee is around the school bus fuel. We have a proposed recommendation. This is something that we were given a heads up at the last committee meeting that the information wasn't all available yet. There was information included in your board packets. We sent out bid documents to 7 vendors, and we did this in collaboration with bid packets from District 70 and 73, who we share our busing services with. 2 vendors responded. That's More Oil and Petroliance LLC, and it looks like it's for a total gallons of just under 200,000. And the administration is recommending approval of the More Oil bid for fuel for our buses for a 3-year period, 2011 through 2014. This is based on the OPIS index for the Chicago area and a markup by the delivery agent on a per gallon basis. And I am told that the estimated markup for the district per year is $3,737, which is pretty good, I think, based on that kind of volume. So as we are looking for approval tonight, the More Oil bid.
So, motion to approve the bid. So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Let's highlight one thing. I know we've heard a lot about school consolidation, and one of the reasons to do that is because bigger school districts can leverage their spend and all that kind of good stuff. So I'd just like to acknowledge you and some of the things that I know you've done even in the absence of a forced consolidation. I think we very proactively have tried to find opportunities like this where we can leverage the spend of multiple districts without necessarily being required to do so. So good job. Anything else? Okay, roll call, please.
Rudy.
Aye.
Lundstedt. Aye. Overrider.
Aye.
Sugarman. Aye. Arthur.
Aye.
Kelly Polly.
Aye. Okay, motion carries.
And that concludes our Facilities and Finance Committee report.
Thank you very much. There is no update from the Property Committee as we did not meet. Special Education District of Lake County?
We have an upcoming governing board meeting in June for the quarterly meeting. We will be meeting in small groups in the next month to have them talk to us, get our input on the budget that will be presented to you.
Okay, good. And nothing new also from the Illinois Association of School Boards, although again, I'd remind everybody sort of to regularly read some of the updates that I know we get by email. There's a lot of things happening in Springfield these days. And last but not least, I'd like to just add my own personal thanks to you, Marcia, and you, Judy, for all of your outstanding service. I know, Judy, you in particular have been an inspiration to me on my 6 years in this board. I don't think anybody could ever have had a better partner in doing this with. You've made it extremely enjoyable, no pun intended, but very educational, and it's just been a lot of fun. And Marcia, you too, again, we have really valued your expertise, whether we're talking about budgets or healthcare benefits and all of the great things. I know you've really added a tremendous value to the board and the things that you're so good at. So we will miss both of you. I'm happy to say that we have 2 very good new board members as well. And, again, I think it's people like you that just make doing this actually very, very enjoyable and a lot of fun. So thanks for all your hard work and dedicated service. With that said, I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
Marcia and I do this.
Yes, absolutely.
Which one do you want, Marcia?
Go first.
I move to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Okay. Now, having said that, agenda is 21 items long, so if I go through this without a mistake, it'll be good. But we're going to reconvene the board. And again, we have to do a pledge again? No? Okay, all right. So we'll modify the agenda. So I'd like to call to order a special meeting of the Board of Education to accept a canvass of votes and to reorganize the school board. Could I have a roll call, please?
Arthur.
Here.
Ellie Collins.
Here.
Rudy.
Here.
Lundstedt. Here. Overrider.
Here.
Sugarman.
Here.
Okay. All right. So again, we'll note for the record, Ellen Maurer is absent this evening. The agenda, we have already recognized Marcia and Judy. Okay. I'm assuming there are no members of the public that want to address the board again. We will accept the Lake County Clerk canvass of votes from the April 5th, 2001 nonpartisan election and proclaim winners. We'll appoint a president pro tem for reorganization of the board. We'll get any comments from the board members or administration. We will then adjourn the retiring board, and then we'll call to order and do another roll call and review the agenda for a new board. We'll administer the oath of office. We will elect president, vice president, secretary, and then designate a regular meeting time and place. We'll designate, again, the place, authorization to use the old signature font until we get a new one. We'll adopt the existing board policies. We'll make some committee appointments, appoint the superintendent, the school treasurer, and then we'll finally adjourn. Got all that? Okay. I'll be looking for cheat sheets. Okay. I feel supported. All right. So first, I want to call for a motion to accept the canvass of votes conducted by the Lake County Clerk for the nonpartisan school board election on April 5th, 2011.
So moved.
For a second? Second. Any discussion? Okay, Secretary Overrider, I'd like to ask you to report the total votes received by each candidate, please.
Okay, Community High School District 128 members, Board of Education. Bill Ratzer, 2,260. Alexander Delapolli Jr., 2,250. James Batson, 2,243.
Okay, and actually, I guess now I need a second of the motion, since that's all part of the motion to accept the canvass of votes. Second. Thank you. Okay. Roll call vote, please. Yeah. Roll call.
Arthur.
Aye.
Ellie Collins.
Aye.
Rudy.
Aye.
Lundstedt. Aye. Overrider.
Aye.
Sugarman.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Congratulations to our new board members, Jim Batson, Alex Delapolli, and Bill Ratzner. All right, at this point, I would like to appoint a president pro tem. I understand, Alex, that would be you. And ask for a motion to accept Alex as president pro tem. So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? You're still here. Okay. No discussion? Roll call, please.
Arthur.
Aye.
Ellie Collins.
Aye.
Rudy.
Aye.
Lundstedt. Aye. Overrider.
Aye.
Sugarman.
Aye.
Okay, now I'll now turn it over to Alex.
Okay, nominations are now in order for the office of president. Patrick Rudy is nominated. Are there any other nominations for the office of president?
Hold on, we have to back up one. We have to adjourn the retiring board.
Okay.
So that we can go back to 7.
Okay, so.
Okay. Any comments from the board or any additional comments from the current board? Okay, Alex, and you can call for adjournment of the retiring board Cindy.
Okay, so here a motion to retire, retire the current board.
So moved.
Second. We are now retired.
All in favor?
Okay.
Please know if you can retire. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And now we need to call a new meeting. So we have a roll call as president. Let's do that too, right?
And we need to bring the new board members forward.
Okay.
Arthur?
Here.
Batson?
Here.
Kelly Polly?
Here.
Rudy?
Here.
Lundstedt? Here. Rasser?
Here. We're good? Okay. Nominations are now in order for the office of president.
First thing you got to administer the oath to these two gentlemen.
Thank you.
You can tell me this one.
I just, and the oath. Do we need to do this on a any particular section, or do we need to read it? Okay, so the two of you should find your package, the oath.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Alex,
I read it, they then in unison will be fine. You read it again.
They can read it themselves. We can defer to our counsel.
or do they need to read it individually?
You can either do it individually or, if you want to jointly read it, that's fine.
Save a little time.
Okay, the two of you would.
Yes, please. Stand. Take the oath.
Okay.
I, Jim Batson,
Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of a member of the Board of Education, Community High School District 128, in accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the laws of the State of Illinois, to the best of my ability. I further swear that I shall respect taxpayers' interests by serving as a faithful protector of the school district assets. I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek adherence to the board, while respecting the privacy of students and employees. I shall recognize that the board member has no legal authority as an individual, and that decisions can be made only by a majority vote at a public board meeting. And I shall abide by majority decision of the board, while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels. Congratulations.
Speaks fast.
Okay, are we up to the?
Now, Alan.
Nominations are now in order for the office of president. Patrick Rudy is nominated. Are there any other nominations for the office of president? Asking the second time, are there any other further nominations for the office of president? Okay. Asking the third time, are there any further nominations for the office of president? If there are no further nominations, nominations for the office of president are closed. May we have a roll call, please?
Arthur?
Aye.
Batson?
Aye.
Kelly Polly?
Aye.
Rudy?
Aye.
Lundstedt? Aye. Rasser?
Aye.
Patrick Rudy is elected president of this Board of Education.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, let me just clarify one thing. For further nominations, can you go 3 times again in this one?
You can just do one. Yeah.
All right, so I'd like to call for nominations for vice president.
Oh, nominate Karen. What's wonderful, everybody's looking at me.
All right, are there any, so Karen Lundstedt is nominated for vice president. Are there any other nominations? Okay, roll call, please.
Sampson?
Aye.
Delli Polly?
Aye.
Rudy?
Aye.
Lundstedt? Aye. Ratzer?
Aye.
Arthur?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, next I'd like a motion to establish the provision that the secretary serve without pay.
I move the secretary would serve without pay.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Delli Polly?
Aye.
Rudy?
Aye.
Lundstedt? Aye. Ratzer?
Aye.
Arthur?
Aye.
Sampson?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Next, I'd like to call for nominations for secretary.
Ellen Mauer?
See, this is what happens when you're not here. Okay. Are there any other nominations? Okay, roll call, please.
Rudy?
Aye.
Lundstedt? Aye. Ratzer?
Aye.
Arthur?
Aye.
Sampson?
Aye.
Delli Polly?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. I'd like to ask for a motion to designate a regular meeting time, place, and date. And this motion will indicate the meeting time, place, and date, or? For the test schedule? Okay. Oh, that's just the test. Yeah, the schedule is attached.
Right, second, it's generally the second and fourth Monday of the month with adjusted changes as necessary, which we do periodically based on the needs of the board.
So the motion would designate meeting times, places, and dates as per the attached schedule. Okay.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lundstedt? Aye. Ratzer?
Aye.
Arthur?
Aye.
Sampson?
Aye.
Delli Polly?
Aye.
Rudy?
Aye. Okay, next I'd like to ask for a motion to designate the office of the board secretary as the administration center at 50 Lakeview Parkway, Suite 101, Vernon Hills, 60061, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 4:30 p.m.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ratzer?
Aye.
Arthur?
Aye.
Sampson?
Aye.
Delli Polly?
Aye.
Rudy?
Aye.
Lundstedt? Aye.
Motion carries. Next, I'd ask for a motion to authorize the administration to use the old signature font and facsimile stamp until a new one is obtained.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Arthur?
Aye.
Sampson?
Aye.
Delli Polly?
Aye.
Rudy?
Aye.
Lundstedt? Aye. Ratzer?
Aye. Motion carries. Next, a motion to adopt existing board policies as printed. So, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sampson?
Aye.
Delli Polly?
Aye.
Rudy?
Aye.
Lundstedt? Aye. Ratzer?
Aye.
Arthur?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, next I would ask board members to designate a committee of their choice for consideration. And we will announce those at the May 23rd board meeting, okay? So if you could let me know what committees you're interested in, we'll take that into consideration.
And Pat, it's important to note that our two main committees are program and personnel, that's one committee, and facilities and finance. So we would definitely need you to be on one of those as well as the other committees. And you are certainly welcome, as most of our board members do, to attend all of the committee meetings.
Yeah, so Jim and Bill, the committee meetings are usually held on the same evening, and we would ask that you definitely attend the one of the two that you're a part of, but as Brenda said, you're free to attend both, and so that's why we have them on the same night. A lot of board members like to go to both the committee meetings. Okay, so if you could let me know by voicemail or email, that would be great. Next, I'd like a motion to appoint the superintendent to represent District 128 at the Lake County Technology Campus as a board member.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Delli Polly.
Aye.
Grudy.
Aye.
Lundstedt. Aye. Ratzer.
Aye.
Arthur.
Aye.
Paxton.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, I'd like to ask for a motion to appoint the Assistant Superintendent for Business as the school treasurer for a period of 3 years, beginning July 1st, 2011 through June 30th, 2014.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Grudy.
Aye.
Lundstedt. Aye. Ratzer.
Aye.
Arthur.
Aye.
Paxton.
Aye.
Delli Polly.
Aye.
Okay, next, I would like a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You have to do it.